Hello, this topic is on the pilot study for research proposal. Okay, for the definition, pilot study is actually a smaller version of a larger study that is conducted to prepare for that study. Pilot study meaning that you pre-trial, a trial of a big scale of the research. This is to ensure that we can pastikan that the proposed topic will be executable in the actual one. Okay, right. The objective, it is also known as feasibility study. Okay, it is small experiment designed to test logistic and gather information prior to a larger study in order to improve the larger study's quality and efficiency. Let's, for example, we want to test a training program. It took like 3 months. Okay, a pilot study will help us when we execute. We try one session, maybe 1 week of the training program, to see what's the weaknesses of it, what can we do to add on, so that the actual one in the 3 months is not being wasted. Tak pernah cuba, tak pernah olok-olok gimmick, then suddenly buat the bigger scale. Of course, when there is weaknesses happen, you cannot do anything, dah gerak. That's the reason of pilot study. Cuba-cuba dulu. It can reveal deficiency in the design. We plan in proposal very theoretical, we read here and there, we have the guideline, but however when we execute it, we never know what's a potential weakness ataupun limitation that will be facing. So from this pilot study, we can counter it immediately before we conduct the actual one. Okay, a good research strategy requires careful planning. We have to plan, try out, tengok apa yang what we can do to minimize the potential weakness, so that the actual data collection later on will obtain valid and reliable results. Okay, so advantages, of course, you can avoid time and money wasted on inadequately design project. You dah prepare, you dah design, tiba salah. Sebab apa tak buat olok-olok, tak buat pilot study. Small scale tu never been perform. At the actual one, you waste your time, you waste your money. Okay, and it is a potentially valuable insight. If there is anything missing in the pilot study, we can add on in the full scale. Easy, right? Okay, pilot experiment are used to sell product and provide quantitative proof that the system has potential to succeed on a full-scale basis. We can talk about a product yang very new in the market. I can give you example shampoo. Sometimes they give you trial pack. That's pilot study. Then see how the potential consumer responds to it. Okay, if there is something that they don't want to have ataupun the smell is not good, for example the shampoo, we can always revise it. Okay, talk about the market product. But in terms of our field, the training program always needs a good pilot study, so that as a novice researcher, things can be forecast, so that you will not be doing the wrong technique, procedure and protocol of the process. Okay, so in social science, aka the survey research, pilot study can be referred as small scale that identify design issue before the main research is done. Most of you are doing survey research. You are required to collect data almost 400 respondents. If you're not doing a small scale, tak pernah cuba dulu, you never distribute the questionnaire to your friends to see how they understand about it, how long they will be taking, then that's will be a great issue. So make sure you do it kecil-kecilan dulu. So it permits preliminary testing of the hypothesis. Hypothesis you are planning, like just planning or writing or hypothesis. However, if you are doing the data collection if you are doing the pilot study, then the hypothesis can be tested. Can be analyzed in that way? Can the hypothesis be tested by using that analysis? Macam itulah. If there is adding new hypothesis, allow. We always welcome for a new dropping some or developing new hypothesis. Okay, because it is preliminary, not an actual one. It provides the researcher with ideas, approaches, and clues you may not have foreseen before conducting the pilot study. We always propose a very good writing, but when actually practical, turun padang, macam-macam jadi. For example, a questionnaire. For questionnaire that consists of, if you are using more than one types of instrument kan, tu dua jenis. When you're distributing the questionnaire, some terms or words ada yang tidak faham. They will ask you, so how will you respond? Okay, that's why you have to take the advantage to perform a pilot study so that you tahu apa yang biasanya jadi masalah. Nak edar ramai-ramai 100 orang ataupun you just go for a small number of respondents first. Okay, right. Then the plan statistical can be checked. Okay, because we also key in pilot study data lah. It can be trying out the SPSS that you key in and you analyze, and it can reduce the number of anticipated problems because we have need to try out. Actual nanti simpan dulu. Pilot study tu olok-olok cuba-cuba. Salah tak apa. Then we can add on to improve the weakness. Okay, and in the pilot study, researcher may try out a new numbers or alternative measure. Instead of you are distributing to 10 orang, maybe you can bring your assistant. Then you train your assistant to be as efficient as you in collecting the data. If a training program, lagi lah, you need to have many assistants to help you to control the crowd. How long the warming up. How long will you giving the instruction, and then the demonstration by you, that things. So you can always be ready. That's the point, right? So experimental research it is for logistical issue. You can check the instruction given. Can they understand your instruction? Most of the students, if doing training program, doing the children as subject, they have issue on giving the instruction. Banyak sangat buat presentation, they use the scientific term. Sedangkan the respondent ataupun subjek itu orang kampung, cakap kau bahasa Iban. How do you give instruction in Iban's language? Dapat? Cubalah. Right? And then you can check the investigator and facilitators assistant that are sufficiently skilled in procedure. You have to ensure that the assistant that you bring can deliver the same way of instruction as you. You are the main story here kan, ketua of the research. You have to ensure that all the assistant, macam ramai sangat kan, at least lah 2 orang 3 orang to help you along. They can do the same as you. And check the correct operation of equipment. Equipment not really that hard, but if it is lab, so you have to ensure that lab equipment is operational. Animal task tidak ada. Nombor 4, tak ada haiwan yang digunakan. And then check the reliability and validity of the results. At least we know the machine, the result will be reliable. Okay, right? And you can read on your own, right? So it is necessary to conduct a second pilot study if you want to have many session of pilot study, because pilot study is olok-olok prior to actual one. Actual one you want to tip-top 100% correct, valid. Tak nak coba-coba lagi. Kalau masalah tak nak dah. We want that result is to the final result that can achieve the objective and then can be testing the hypothesis, right? Okay, so for survey, most of you doing survey, okay, you have to administer the questionnaire to pilot subject in exactly the same way it administered the main study. Walaupun it's small scale, instead of having 400, you get it maybe 100. So you cuba dulu seperti mana yang actual nanti. You can ask for feedback. Which term you tak faham, even though you are ITM student English kan, with some of you not familiar with the term, some scientific term, maybe psychological term, maybe sports science term. So you can ask what's the feedback. Okay, you can be ready lah. That's question selalunya orang akan tanya. Soalan itu je ada je tak faham. Okay, record the time. Okay, you yourself you will answer it secara jujur. How long you will taking in answering 40 questions? 20 minutes, setengah jam, at least you can estimate. That's the reason of pilot study. If tak, you macam tak dapat plan. You pergi sana setengah jam, pergi sini 5 minit, pelik. If they can answer 5 minutes 40 questions, something wrong. Maybe they answer it petik je. Okay, so discard all unnecessary, difficult or ambiguous question. You can always do that. Ada benda yang tak faham, lebih faham ke, you can always revise it, right? So reword or rescale any question that are not answered as expected. Are the things that we see, especially in the demographic part. Shorten, revise, and possible pilot again, because the results of a valid research is being referred to many scholars or to many academicians, or even the ministry will refer. So we want that results is to be really correct. It's not due to many errors that we ourselves do not control. Okay, so as conclusion, a pilot experiment or pilot study is often used to test the design of the full-scale experiment, which then can be adjusted. It's very good. If you ada kelemahan, you can always adjust, and it potentially valuable insight. Okay, right. So familiarization, if you heard about it. So get familiarized. Training program, intervention study, experimental study, we always do familiarization. What to do in familiarization? If you never be a training program instructor, you can try out one session. How to give instruction, macam mana nak buat the testing, measurement to 1RM. Even though we are familiar 1RM, we ourselves cannot, we're not familiar with giving instruction in our own. What to do? Familiarization is to familiarize the session, familiarize the testing, familiarize the training program, everything. So this is deal with experimental design. So if it is for the survey research, pilot study, how many pilot study sample that you need? Some said is minimum 30, maximum 100, ataupun minimum 100. So because we want to acquire the Cronbach alpha. Cronbach alpha is the internal consistency. Is it reliable, the questionnaire that you distribute? If it is more than 0.7, is more reliable. Okay, semakin tinggi, closer to 1, the highly reliable that questionnaire. Right. So that's the purpose of pilot study. Pilot study comes into satu for experimental, to familiarize with everything. You familiarize with the instruction. Pilot study for survey, you familiarize with time taken, familiarize with the terms that might be not well understood by the respondents. So you take notes. Okay, you can revise, buang soalan yang tidak berkaitan ataupun soalan sensitif di dalam culture kita. Ada soalan sensitif, so you can always do the pilot study to buktikan that we are already note down all the potential weakness and then the weakness that maybe occur in the actual one, right? Okay. So even though this journals in 2005 being conducted, they said familiarization is very important. It's not only for those who are never doing the exercise, never go for exercise. Even the experienced individual with testing or exercise also needs familiarization. They test this study with 1RM. 1RM session 1, 1RM session 2, 1RM session 3. It seems like at the third times or the fourth session of 1RM, the result is stable. The first 1RM is not really a correct, accurate result because the subjects are still macam how to do 1RM, macam mana the grip, the stance, they don't know. So even for the experienced one, they need familiarization. Apatah lagi lah orang tak pernah jawab questionnaire you. Okay, so all the best. I hope you understand. Pilot study ialah olok-olok, cuba dulu. Paling-paling tidak you answer your own, you see, oh ni tak boleh, you cannot edar macam tu saja. Now we are using the online platform, so tengok the content, macam mana, is it suitable in that color, suitable in that way of answering. We have to pilot, right? No problem with that. Thank you.